yeah, I think it's relationship building. And if you build a personal brand, it will be much, much easier for you to do a job. Example, I was last week at some like business event, and then I just walked like through the door and everybody was like, hey, Jelena, how are you? How are things going? So I didn't have to approach people, introduce myself. They would approach me. And then it's much easier to sell anything.
Landing a great job opportunity is sometimes very challenging. Breaking into tech and getting hired as a sales rep can be even harder. When I was applying to my first sales jobs, I also struggled with the unknown, what to expect, what the tech industry was like, and how do I break in? After years of being an SDR myself, I've decided to build something I wish I had in the beginning. My name is Stefan, and in the SDR Hire podcast, I interview successful SDRs and salespeople who share their stories straight from the trenches. Learn how they got their first job offers, how they succeed every day in their roles, and what makes them stand out in their organizations. We all have what it takes. We just need someone to remind us of the opportunity and give us a better chance for success. Let's get your next SDR gig. Jelena, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So I usually kick things off in these episodes with just asking, how did you come across sales? How did you end up in tech sales? And how did your career start?
So I actually started my sales journey when I was a kid. I lived in like small town in Serbia, and my parents were not really rich. So my mom was a nurse, and then my dad was a construction worker. I always tried to help them to earn more money, and this is how I started selling like stuff around the house that we didn't use. Because I couldn't do it because I was still young, I would create a profile in my mom's name, and like I would ask for her ID. Can I create a profile? And she was like, what do you need it for? Like, what are you doing? She was a little bit paranoid, but yeah, she let me do that. And this is how I actually started. And this is where I noticed that, okay, this might be a career at some point, but I didn't know yet because I was like 10 years old. And later when I joined the university, I actually, in the high school, I was deciding, should I go in like do software development or like management? And because I was really,
right?
Yeah. So I was really introverted, and I was like, okay, if I go in the software development studies, I will be even more introverted and it will not help me at all. So I decided to go to management. And in my first year, I joined a international student organization. And then over a period of 3 years, I became the president. And
which one?
Esteem. It's called Esteem. Yeah, it's similar to Isaac. So Isaac is more like bigger one and popular. And there I actually did a business development job without even knowing it. So I would call companies and then ask them to give us like 1,000 euros for like a sponsorship for the events. And then I think I made a list of all the companies in Serbia that were like having management like internships, and call them and just try to get money from them. So this is my beginnings of like sales.
That's really awesome. It's funny because that's actually how I started in sales as well. I've even forgotten about it. It's a similar story. I joined a student organization at my faculty and started calling up and sending emails to, I don't know, like the biggest retail companies or whatever, trying to get them on board to give us either natural product, like natural sponsorships, or rather like products and stuff, or just get them to give us money, which was fun. And at some point, I also realized, well, hold on, isn't this like sales or something like that?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's very interesting. So what faculty was that?
It was Faculty of Technical Science in Novi Sad in Serbia.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Okay, cool, nice. And how did you kind of transition towards, like, what happened later? What happened after the faculty? How did you end up in this ecosystem of IT and tech sales eventually?
So in Serbia, business development was like new term. So when
Still
I
is.
started, a lot of people didn't know what that means. And I was actually doing an internship in Graz. I got the internship with the Isaac, and it was for a startup, and I was doing their like sales and marketing strategy without even like any previous knowledge. So it was successful, and then I noticed there was a job, I think it was on Facebook from one company, big company, tech company in Serbia. It's called Vega IT, and I applied to that, and I was like, there is no way I will get the job. But like in period of 1 week, I went through all the interviews, got the job, and then come back to Serbia. So this is how I actually started. It was an accident, actually. I didn't plan for that to happen. I didn't know it was going to be tech, but I got the job and I really loved it. I found that this is really what I want to do for the rest of my life, and that this is my passion. And then I just started reading all the books or the articles, following all the influencers on LinkedIn, and until I learned how to do it correctly.
Gotcha. So that's Vega IT.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What did the interview process look like over there? So you applied, or did they headhunt you?
So I applied. It was like I saw the job ad on like Facebook. I think it was Facebook, and then I had an interview first with the HR. So they went through my CV. I sent the CV and motivational letter. I got the email that like I am going to the next round, and then there was an interview with the HR where they would just ask me some general questions, so not about the role, to see if I fit in their culture. And after that, I had an interview with head of marketing, and she was also head of business development, because that was a new team, and I was a first hire. So I had an interview with her, and that was more like specific questions about the role. After that, they sent me the task. So I had, I think, 1 week to find leads on LinkedIn, and then think about like what would be the outreach message, how would I approach them, how would I sell, and after that task, after that was like the last round, I think, and it was an interview with the CEO of the company.
Very cool. And you mentioned it took them a week to send you an offer letter.
Yeah.
That's a very quick turnaround.
Yeah, but it was in time of COVID, so everything was online, and it was much easier. I didn't have to go to the office.
To the office. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Okay. And so you were there for almost 2 years, right?
Yes, almost 2 years.
Gotcha. And then afterwards, you started at Symphony. Is that correct?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I started at Symphony. Symphony is doing the similar thing. So it's also like a software development company. We have more than 600 developers now, and then we rent out those developers to other companies in Europe or in the USA that need like something to be developed. So the similar thing that Vega does. So it was an easy transition because I was already in the industry. I already know how to sell those kind of services. And I learned here, and I think this is really important for anyone who wants to do this job or like thinks about, okay, how can I improve and get better? I think like if you're a developer, right? So you learn one technology, and then if you want to get better and go like to a bigger salary, whatever, you can do two things. You can really do things faster and better to write a better code, or you can learn another language. So it same in sales, right? So I think that people make mistakes when they transition from one industry where they got already connections and experience to a totally new industry where they don't know anyone. And then it's like beginning from the beginning. You're like new in all of that. So you have some basic skills, but you're starting from the scratch. So if you want to do sales and like get better, try to focus on one industry for a while. So let's say 5-6 years. And then if you want to change company, try to go to similar industries. Don't go like from, I don't know, health tech to like venture capital. So it doesn't make sense.
Gotcha. That's an interesting point of view. I like it. And I think it's more applicable to kind of this region because, for example, like software companies, especially in the West, they're usually like the sales development, business development process is usually very scalable, meaning like there's a specific set of activities that you do and you win at them, and it doesn't really matter as much if you have that experience from the same industry. Whereas I think this is more of a services thing as well as the geography thing. But I'm curious to hear your attitude about that as well.
Yeah, I think it doesn't depend on that. It depends on what kind of sales are you doing. So are you doing this like outreach activities and really getting like having KPIs and having numbers that you need to like go through and get as many people as possible to scale your product or service? Or are you doing relationship-based selling? Because when you do a relationship-based selling, you can sell with a higher price, right? So usually the first model is with the SaaS companies, because they have subscriptions that are like $30, $40, $50, so really cheap things like in business world. And then it's just game of numbers. So you just need to get in front a lot of people and talk with a lot of people. And then like if you talk with I don't know 100 people, you need 10 people as a customer to scale business. But if you are selling something that is like 30,000 euros starting price, you cannot do it like that. You cannot do cold calling and say, hey, I want to sell you something for 30,000 euros. Would you be open to talk about it? Everybody would say no. So you need to build a relationship. Like you need to go to conferences, you need to have coffee with these people. And to do that, to build a relationship, it takes years and years. So you cannot use the same model of sales. So you need to modify it based on what you are selling and on what price level are you selling.
Gotcha. Okay, speaking of that subject, I'm very curious to understand what is your target audience here at Symphony? Meaning, like, are you selling to enterprise space, mid market, and like, what's your kind of sales cycle length? So you mentioned, building those relationships. It takes really a long time. What does the average sales cycle look like?
So it really depends, because we have a lot of services that we can offer. we can just like rent developers, or we can do whole product development team. So there are a lot of things that impact this, but it can, for some deals it takes 1 month, and for some deals it takes a year. So then it depends, yeah. So we have customers that are startups, so maybe just 1 or 2 people having an idea and need to build an MVP, or we have really big corporations. Now they're under the NDA, so I cannot share them, but yeah, it's the companies that everybody knows about. For those companies, it takes longer to sell, and it takes longer to build a relationship.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. All right, okay, and so when we're at Symphony, what did the interview process look like over there? Like, was it similar to how it was back at Vega, or did it differ in any way? By the way, did they headhunt you, or did you apply?
Oh, so it was an interesting situation, I think really unique. I noticed that in the previous company, I I learned everything that I could learn. So I wanted to move on, and I communicated to my manager, and there she was fine with it, and she said, okay, you can stay here until you find something better. So really good relationship, and
Yes.
I'm really thankful for that. And then I was asking around the city what is the best company to work for, like in the IT, and everybody was telling me Symphony. I actually found a recruiter agency on LinkedIn that was working with Symphony, and sent them a message and said, I want to work for Symphony, how can I do that? And she set up an interview immediately. So there was open position for like business development manager, which is above my level. And she said, we don't have like open position, but we like, this is above your level, but we can give you a lower position. So there wasn't even an opening for this job. And then they set up an interview. It was also really quick, I think like 2 weeks, and similar. Yeah, I had an interview with HR, and then with like a sales manager, and then with the CEO. So also like 3 interviews.
That's a fun story. And I love hearing these stories where people just go out there and make opportunities for themselves. I'm all about that. I constantly talk about those things on LinkedIn, and I think you just showed how you create an opportunity for
Yeah,
yourself. You just found a company that you loved, you
yeah,
found a way to get inside, and they liked you so much that they actually invented a position even though it wasn't really open. So, I
yeah,
mean, kudos to you. That's a really cool story and a very strong message to how people can achieve whatever they set their minds to,
yeah,
even though it does sound like a cliche, but
yeah.
in your case, it's just
But
proof that it can be done.
my thought process at that time was like, okay, what is my job? So my job is to find clients, right? So what if I implement the same strategy on myself? Like,
Exactly.
how good, if I'm not a good salesperson if I cannot get a sales job that I want. So that was the whole thoughts behind what I did. Yeah.
I love it. That's really, it must have been fun. So you've been there for a year. How has it been? Has it kind of reached your expectations? Is it anywhere above, below? Like, what does your day-to-day look like?
So I really love to work here, and I think because I'm located in Serbia, I'm like in Balkan, it's really hard to work with people who were like ex-McKinsey employees, ex-Google employees, like all ex-Apple employees of all of these big companies. Me personally would never, like if I did sales for another company, I would never had a chance to meet those kind of people. So I think it's really great great opportunity, and I really love it here. Now it's maybe different from like how we sell in SaaS companies. What I mentioned is like, because we do this like relationship-based selling because you need it for service companies, and then we have this luck that our a CEO has finished Stanford University MBA studies, and then he knows a lot of people, like people you read in Forbes magazine, like he's friends with them. So it's more like a support role for him than it's that I am doing like active outreach to companies. So I think it's an easier way to do selling, right? But it's still like there is still a lot of work to do.
Of course, of course. And I really love how you made the point how different SaaS and services really are. And from my experience as well, I've always had trouble selling through outbound, selling services. It's really a lot more challenging
Yeah,
compared to selling SaaS. SaaS really solves a very, very specific problem, and you can really talk to that problem and help, prospects understand what the problem, what the problem is and how they might solve it. On the other hand, with services, and I really love how you guys are doing that through, I think you phrased it, relationship sales, relationship-based
yeah,
selling, something like that.
yeah.
Sounds like a book.
There is a book on that by Dale Carnegie. So
Okay,
it's how to win friends and influence people, and there are spin-offs about sales also.
very nice. Very famous book, but I'm gonna link it down, although I don't have any affiliates. I'm gonna link it down for anyone who wants to read it. So anyway, like the point is, services are easier to sell through relationships, at least from my experience, and it seems like
Yeah.
that's the case here as well. Through relationships, through referrals, through branding, through all that good stuff, opposed to, for example, SaaS, which is a lot easier to do with outbound sales. Okay, awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, I love this topic.
With SaaS also, I just want to add, you have a
Yeah,
free trial usually. So
usually.
you are not selling them. You're just saying, okay, do you want to like try our product for 14 days? And like this is why it's easy, because you're not asking them directly for a lot of money.
Yeah, I wouldn't say easy, I would say easier, but
Yeah.
I get your point. You're right. You're right. I think so too. Cool. Okay, so what do you think, like what would you say is the one thing that is making you successful?
Well, definitely, I think the people working in business development or sales need to be curious and need to learn constantly. Um, if you learn some new skill, you always need to question it. Am I doing this right? Can I do this better? And also, people, what I am like getting like comments is like, oh, what do? You just post on LinkedIn and talk with people and just have meetings. It's not like that. This is like, it's hard because you need to, I organize my whole personal life around this job, right? So you need to go to a gym so you can be healthy and like have energy. You need to eat well. You need to sleep well. So you need to have 8 hours of sleep. So you really need to be like as much perfect human as possible, right? You need to take care of how you look, how do you dress, because all of these things affect how you sell also. So at the end, I think there are a lot of studies that say that the person decides in a few seconds when they see you, will they buy from you or not. So you really need to invest a lot of time, and I also invest a lot of money in myself. So I go to gym, I have a personal trainer. I also do a psychotherapy. So because sometimes I feel bad, and then I need to discuss that on the reasonable level with somebody. Then I also have coaches, so who correct my how I speak, how I dress, how I position my hands, whatever. So yeah, I think that's the difference between somebody who just do this job to get money and puts the laptop at 5 p.m. and just go and watch TV, for example.
Yeah, gotcha. It really sounds like you're very passionate about what you do.
Yeah, that is also a huge factor. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so too. Okay, is there anything that you dislike? Like, is there anything you hate about being a business development person, or in general, like this space?
For me, especially because I'm a woman, it's hard. You need to be without emotions. You cannot get upset when you lose a deal, or when your client doesn't answer you. You cannot take that personally, and I think that's the hardest part, because I am more emotional person, and then it takes me some time to bring my thoughts on rational level and say, okay, it's not a big deal, just move forward and talk with some other people, and then you will find some deal that will work. And if you're a CEO, I think you struggle with the same problem. So you need to be really emotionally mature and tough to do this job. And
Yeah.
this is something that I'm still learning how to do.
No, fair enough, obviously. Have you ever had times when you're very down and you're kind of doubting whether you're doing the right thing or not? Is this for you? Like, can you give an example whether if you had something like this in your career so far?
I'm having these thoughts every month, I think. Yeah, I think because of how much of the time it takes from my personal life, and how much you need to be mentally invested in this job. I never thought about, oh, is this job for me? I was just more sorry in a way. Why do everything else needs to suffer? Especially again because I'm a woman, and then why my personal relationships need to suffer because of this? Because I think for me the biggest struggle is you notice some patterns in how people behave, and then you just get bored of them, and you don't want to speak with them, and just ignore them, and just want to be alone. So I think that's the trigger point for me. So how do I control that? It was never do I want to do this job or not. It's just how do I make this job not affect my personal life so much?
And can you teach us what's the answer?
Well, I don't know yet. I didn't
Me neither.
master to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Okay. Okay, so what are your next career steps? Like, where do you see yourself going forward?
Oh, that's a good question. That's something that I'm actually been thinking a lot past few weeks. So definitely I don't see myself staying in Balkan area, just because I like more this relationship-based selling than just cold calling and cold emails. And for me, I think it's hard to sell like that from Balkans. So sales from just to someone from USA or from Germany or like, I don't know, UK. So I definitely want to stay and do this job, but I'm not sure that for a long run, let's say a 10 years period, it will be, I could grow that much if I stay here. So probably we'll move to some another like European country.
Gotcha. Well, those are very bold plans to have. I congratulate you. And for example, one thing that I heard recently is like, you can, one guy said this, I think it was Alex Hormozy. He says something like, um, you can like probably guess somebody's level of success by the time frames they think in. And for example, the smaller the time frame, the less successful you can be. And so very successful people think in like years and decades rather than in months and quarters and weeks and whatnot.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just a foreshadowing of your successful future.
We will see. Yeah.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, it sounds like you have a good feeling of what you are supposed to do to get to
Yeah.
where you kind of want to be. It's just, I guess, a thing of figuring out what are those exact places,
Yeah.
and just the cards will open up by themselves.
Yeah, you said that really good. Yeah, it's like the perfect summary.
Cool. Okay. What would you send as a message to our next guest without even knowing who they are?
Okay, so I think you should never give up, and you should just keep showing up every day and giving 100%, because the key to a successful career, a successful job, a successful like muscle building in a gym is like consistency. And the difference between the successful people and unsuccessful people is not that they are smarter, it's just they show up every day and are consistent, and pursue their goal, like, and do actions every day.
I love it. I love it. That's a really strong message. And we keep seeing that the most successful salespeople have the same trait, which is basically the grit, determination, and consistency. I kind of see them as the same thing, just in a different perspective. But I love your point of view and your message. Let's go into the rapid questions part, and then we can wrap it. That cool?
Okay.
Okay. So, what do you think is the best sales learning resource?
I would say there are few, so books, like sales books, and then you need to try, there are different tactics, so try all of them until you find the one that works for you. Join like a community where are salespeople like SDR Nation and RevGen, I think it's called, and you will find really cool stuff there and like new ideas. And then also listen to the podcasts of like salespeople or like CEOs or whoever is your target audience, so you can
Kind of
learn.
like this.
Yeah, kind of like this. Yeah.
Awesome. What is the best SDR skill? And I would answer it on your behalf that I think it's relationship building, but
Yeah.
I'm going to let you do your own.
Yeah, I think it's relationship building. And if you build a personal brand, it will be much, much easier for you to do a job. Example, I was last week at some like business event, and then I just walked like through the door and everybody was like, "Hey, Jelena, how are you? How are things going?" So I didn't have to approach people, introduce myself. They would approach me. And then it's much easier to sell anything.
Yeah, because you're starting off with building a relationship rather than having to pitch to sell